Today we're going to be taking a look at my Derek Speare Designs Race King LED button box, which I purchased way back in September of 2014. Now that we are well over the 6-year mark, I decided to do this long-term review of this button box to see how it held up over the years. Right after this. Derek Speare Designs has been a pillar of the sim racing community for many years. Even back in 2012, when I first started sim racing, I found myself admiring the quality of his button boxes. From the very first time I saw this particular button box, the Race King LED button box, on his website, I knew I just had to have one. I placed my order in late August of 2014, and it was delivered to my door in early September. Not too bad considering that I reside in Trinidad and Tobago, and the package had to first be shipped to my freight forwarder in Miami, Florida, before being shipped to Trinidad. On opening the box, I was pleasantly surprised. The packaging was more than adequate. The button box was wrapped in layer upon layer of bubble wrap, and it was very secure. Man, I was so impressed. It felt like Christmas, as this was my very first major piece of sim racing equipment that I ever bought, especially at this price point. So it was like a very significant purchase for me. Man, I was so impressed. It was like looking at sim racing jewelry. I just stood there looking at it for a while before actually installing it on my rig and connecting it to my PC for the first time. And that's where things took an interesting turn. After connecting my Derek Speare Designs Race King LED button box to my PC for the very first time, I opened up iRacing and proceeded to map some of the switches, buttons, and rotary encoders to various tasks in the iRacing software. While going through the process, I realized that there was one specific rotary encoder that seemed to be having issues. It was causing very erratic movements in sim. After some further testing, I concluded that this particular rotary encoder was indeed faulty. Needless to say, I was a bit disappointed. I felt as though the wind had been let out of my sails a bit. After all, this was the single most expensive purchase that I've ever made since starting my sim racing journey. This was also going to be my very first time ever having to contact a company due to a faulty piece of equipment, and I was not looking forward to the experience. So, after contacting DSD via email, I was pleasantly surprised when I got a response from the man himself, Mr. Derek Speare. I was not expecting that, trust me. Later that same day, he expressed shock that the button box was faulty. He told me that to date, he had made hundreds of button boxes without any faults. So I'm kind of guessing that he was kind of like really surprised that this button box had an issue. Now, I braced myself for disappointment. But to my surprise, he told me that he would send me software which I was to install on my PC while testing the faulty encoder on my button box. Then I would send him the results. So after doing this, he said that he would take care of everything. I was asked to send back the button box to him, and he would repair it at no cost to me. This was great. I mean, any company that would stand by their product like that, in fact, I'm expecting companies to stand by their product like that. That's what all companies should do. Make it right with the consumer. Now, this is good to see. Very good to see. Very commendable. And I really appreciated it. But, I mean, after all, this was, no fault of my own. I did no damages whatsoever. So it was really good to see. I was really impressed by the way he stood by his product. Now, I sent back an email to him stating that although I was indeed grateful, very grateful for the offer, but due to my geographic location here in Trinidad, it would cost me a ton, to ship this button box back to him. So I asked him to please consider sending me the replacement encoder, and I would repair it myself. As I do have, years of experience, dealing with electronics, soldering, and that kind of stuff. I've done that since I was in my teens. So no biggie. He agreed, and he sent out not one, but 2 rotary encoders, which was really kind of nice. So I was able to replace the faulty part in a matter of 5 minutes, and plus I have one extra just in case. To me this is very impressive, very stand-up gesture by him, and it's great to see. As I said, it's great to see anyone stand by their product. So what could have been a really left a bad taste in my mouth actually was a very pleasant interaction with a company that I admired for years. So that was kind of cool. There are very few companies that really impress me when it comes to customer service, and their Speare Designs customer service definitely left me a happy customer, and I can tell you I have no hesitation whatsoever in making another purchase from their Speare Designs, guaranteed. Okay, so as you may have expected, their Speare Designs has made some changes to the Race King LED button box over the years. Now, my version of the Race King LED button box has 10 illuminated push buttons, 1 lighted FVS button, that's the big round button in the middle. Mine has 5 on-off toggles, which are the covered switches up top. Now, on-off toggles are switches that literally just stays. It's like a light switch. You put it on, it stays on. You switch it off, it stays off. So in my case, you flip this cover open, and then flip a switch on. Maybe you could possibly use that for something like ignition, or maybe headlights, wipers, that kind of thing. And then you flip your switch, down, and it's off. Mine also has 4 momentary toggles. The momentary toggles are the ones that looks just like the switches, but these stay centered. You can click it up to do some type of function, and then you can click it down to do another function. If you go down and let it go, it centers itself. You click it up, it drops back to the center for itself. So you can use that for something like, let's say, traction control, brake bias, that type of thing. Make a couple clicks up for brake bias, say brake bias, and it centers back. Same thing for down, whatever. Right? Mine also has 4 rotary encoders, 4 rotary encoders with integrated push button. What I usually would use that for is, let's say for iRacing, for instance, I would probably use that for chat. Turn it to the right, so I have chat increase. Turn it to the left, I have chat decrease, as chat volume, that is, and then press it in to mute chat. So one switch does 3 functions, which is kind of cool. That's actually really, really good, especially for iRacing. You raise the volume, you lower the volume, or you just press the mute. So that's kind of cool. So I have 4 of those. The one in the center, though, is not a rotary encoder. The one in the center on my button box is a 12 position rotary switch. So it actually has 12 positions. Wherever you set it, it stays there. Now, all of this adds up to 49 unique functions. 49 functions. Whereas the current version has 10 illuminated push buttons, just as mine. 1 lighted FVS button, just as mine. By the way, it does come in the same colors, red, white, and blue. Maybe you could contact Derek Speare for maybe some custom color, but I don't know. I never tried it, but hey, I don't see why he wouldn't. The new version now comes with 7 on-off toggles as opposed to 5 on mine. The new version also comes with 2 momentary toggles instead of 4 like on mine. Now the new version also comes with 5 two-way rotary encoders. So I'm guessing that the new rotary encoders probably does not have the push button function. Like so I'm guessing I can't push the mute, for instance. So this all adds up to 32 unique functions as opposed to mine, which has 49 unique functions. So would I buy one now with 32 functions? Like, heck yes, because I mean, at the end of the day, you're purchasing something that is kind of, I mean, expected to last years. I mean, as we know right now, this is like a 6-year plus button box in this condition. By the way, every picture that you see, everything that you see in this video and on my website of my button box is the current condition of the button box. These are not pictures that was taken when it was new. This is the actual condition of my button box, like right now, today. So that alone should say something. Now on to some product specifications. Dimensions. The Race King measures in at 7.5 inches wide by 10.25 inches full by 4 inches deep. Now that is 190 millimeters by 260 millimeters by 100 millimeters. Mounting options. You can use a 100 by 100 VESA mount or a RAM mount. Connection type. It requires a USB type A to type B cable, most commonly known as a printer cable. Now, let's wrap it up with the good, the bad, and my conclusion. The good. Buttons are easy to use when wearing gloves. And us sim racers who wear gloves would know that's a big deal. Buttons are authentic, the same type of switches as used in real race cars. It's a plug-and-play device, or should I say a plug-and-play USB device. There is no software needed. It can be used alongside Joy2Key to command macros in Windows. It works well with all simulation titles, car and flight. It has a nice visual design and great build quality. You can find the buttons easily in VR, better than any keyboard. Multiple LED color options. Multiple mounting options. The USB cable is not permanently attached. This is great, just in case your USB cable gets damaged. Now the bad. It's pretty expensive. It retails for $239.75 at the time of this review. It's fairly large. It might be a bit challenging to find space on your rig to mount this button box. It requires a separate mounting solution. My conclusion, I'm very happy with the purchase of my Race King LED button box. I would purchase another one today. I would not hesitate at all in recommending this particular button box or any button box from their Speare, knowing the quality of their work, and especially the type of customer service that I expect from their Speare. Top notch. At the end of the day, that's what we really want. You know, a company that gives us great quality equipment and a company that stands by their equipment or stand by their product. So hope you guys enjoyed the review. All links to Derek Speare design and even to different mounting solutions like the RAM mount website. For those of you who probably don't know about RAM mount, there's also the Archon website, what's it called, an Archon mount. So I will have links to different mounting solutions and Derek Speare website himself, so where you could go and take a look at whatever. This was not sponsored in any way by Derek Speare or anything. This was purchased 100% by me years ago. And just in fact, the links is not even affiliate links. These links are just me sharing information with you, sharing a piece of equipment that I enjoy a lot, that I like a lot, you know, with you guys. So if you're in the in the market for a button box, by all means give us a. This is like a definitely recommend this. I like the lights, especially seeing that I race in the dark. Just having those those lights there, those switches that are lit up, you know that they are above the top row of 5 lighter switches. You know above that is the cover switches, even in the dark, and you know under the second row, you know, is the encoders. So you know everything is right there. You don't even have to really look at it, honestly. You can just feel it and know exactly where everything is. That's one of the big advantages of having a button box. I mean, can you even have any idea what it might even be like, you know, to probably be in VR and trying to figure out, you know, just touch your keyboard trying to toggle something on or off? That'd be like a pain. On a button box, you know, especially a button box like this that laid out like this, where things are very different in different areas and it's very sectionized, very, very easy to not, I mean, I could just close my eye and know exactly where everything is. So that's a massive plus. Anyway guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and you can keep your eye on the channel for a lot more stuff like this coming up. In fact, right now I'm working on a review of the FANATEC APX 3000 simulator chassis. This is going to take a while because I have a couple of things that I need to kind of iron out with Derek with Frank from FANATEC, because they had made a few changes to materials and, you know, different things that they used since I bought my rig. So yeah, keep an eye on the channel for that. We're definitely gonna have that's a video I wanted to make for a very long time, for years actually, but we're gonna get it coming up soon. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay safe. I'll see you in the next one. This was the single most expensive purchase I've ever made for my rig at that point, you know, and it was a big deal for me. This also was a weird noise there, excuse me. I'm actually recording here like about 2 in the morning. Anyway, yeah, so yeah, hope no one sneaks up behind me, right? I'm only joking. We're safe. Ah, crap. Now, as you may expect, Derek Speare has made a few changes to the arcing LED button box over the years. Arcing? Race King. So, as you may have expected, oh man. I can't help it. This is ridiculous. I won't even mess it up. Looper number 3. So, as you may have expected, Expect. Can't even speak.